Okay guys, we're going to go over gauges. What we'll do first is go over the gauges that just a normal, everyday, daily driver should have. As I said before, you should have a fuel pressure gauge, very bare minimum, on the end of the fuel rail to set your base pressure, base fuel pressure. Next up, for a daily driver, should have a ScanMaster, should have a boost gauge, and you should have a knock gauge. Now, when you order a boost gauge or buy one, make sure it goes up to 30 psi. And that's just in case you want to go racing at a later date. Other thing you should do is make sure it's got vacuum on it as well, so you can take a look at your engine's vacuum and keep an eyeball on it. Now, I highly recommend having the fuel pressure gauge, the boost gauge, and the knock gauge in your line of vision. You can keep an eyeball on them going down the track. Now, as far as racing goes, I've got the Monster Tack on it. For bracket racing, the numbers are very, very large. I can bring it up to the exact same RPM every time racing and keep the car consistent for its dial time. These engines don't like to see anything over 6,000 RPM. So I've got the shift light set at 6,000. If it goes off, I'm out of the throttle and we find out what's going on. For racing, for racing, the next one you should have in the car is a transmission temperature gauge. When you boost one of these cars up on the line, the transmission temperature absolutely skyrockets. You've got to keep the temperature down. Keep an eye on it. It gets too high, you'll end up smoking the band and the clutches out of it in short order. The other two, hang on. The other two are oil and water. I don't need to tell you why you need to keep an eyeball on those ones. It's pretty obvious. So, those are the gauges we've got in the car. From a safety standpoint at the track, I've also got a fire extinguisher wedged in under the seat here. It doesn't move. It's in there pretty tight. I've seen cars burn down the track because the guys haven't got an extinguisher with them. They're fairly cheap, 25, 30 bucks, can save your car. Okay guys, have a nice evening. Talk to you later. Bye.